I've got a proposition. Let's all collectively ignore my absence and the growing list of videos I want to make that are mostly no longer relevant, and instead, let's talk about something else. Danganronpa. Yes, in 2025, let's talk about Danganronpa. Fun fact about me, I've never actually played it. Well, that's an exaggeration. I didn't play the games when they were popular. I played the first game a little over a year ago, and then I started the second game not too long after. But then I took a super long break because of school, and now I finally finished it. But in the middle of all of this, I was introduced to a new world. The world of Danganronpa roleplays. Like most people my age, I grew up on platforms like Amino doing text roleplays. A few years ago, my friends started this roleplay themed around the Escape the Night series. I've never watched it myself, but I said yes. We never finished it, and things kind of went quiet for a good while, but then everything changed. January of 2025. I'm in the middle of working on my first ever visual novel for a game jam. I swear I will make a video about it eventually, but just later. We'll talk about it later. Focus on the topic. Anyway, I get a DM from my lovely friend asking to help out with the project she's working on in Minecraft. I love my friends, and I love Minecraft, so I say yes. Every day after working on my game, I get on the server and work on building. I made an aquarium. That thing took me 18 hours to make over the span of 3 days. That aquarium is my child. I put so many hours into helping build this place. It turned out that this whole building was going to be used for a Danganronpa roleplay. Now, the current plan for this project is that it will be turned into a series that will be posted online, so I won't talk about the actual story, because, spoilers. I mostly wanted to talk about my general experience with being in these roleplays so far. By the way, all of the footage going on in the background is a bunch of art I did of my character that I played, and a good chunk of it is also with her love interest. I went crazy about them for a while, and I'm sure it shows. For those of you who don't know, Danganronpa is a game about 16 people, usually students in the official games, getting stuck in a killing game. There are 6 chapters, with the first 5 following a similar formula. A motive is introduced, a murder is done where one victim dies, an investigation and trial proceeds, and then the murderer is found and executed. The 6th chapter is about finding the mastermind who got everyone stuck in the game. This format can be adjusted, of course, but the official games tend to stick to it. I've always had an interest in acting. I've never got to do it myself, besides in elementary school, but I still love it. I've dabbled in voice acting. I love playing games with my friends and reading the lines together, and these Danganronpa roleplays have elicited the same joy. I know some people have problems with the Danganronpa games. They're by no means perfect, but the stories that my friends and I have created, though, will always be special to me. The friendships, the loves, the angst, I love it so much. It's so much fun role-playing as someone who's stuck in such a dramatic situation. And it's really interesting to me, because, I don't normally like stories about killing games. I don't like stories without happy endings. I don't like getting attached to a character and then they die. I only started to play the Danganronpa games for the experience, but these roleplays, for some reason, they're completely different to me. Do I still cry when the characters I love die? Yes, I sob violently. I'm an emotional wreck. But it's fun, because I get to act and do projects with my friends, and I love my friends. So, obviously, after finishing the project I was in, I wanted to make my own. So, me and a friend got together and started brainstorming. We came up with the idea of a killing game set in an old, abandoned theater building. As in, a building where actors can go to perform and also learn more about how to act. So, kind of like a theater school, I guess, and there's like dorm rooms and everything. It's the whole shebang. We named it Curtain Call. We get to have so much fun with the theming. The players are called actors, and the headmaster is instead the director. All of the motives are themed around musicals or plays. One of them is even based on a ballet that literally only I know about, but if I'm gonna be one of the hosts, then I'm gonna stuff my super specific interest in there. I can actually talk about this one because it's not being recorded. At the time of writing this script, we've only finished the first 3 chapters, so I'll only talk about the motives for those 3, but let's get into it. For chapter 1, the motive was that you would get to make one phone call to whoever you wanted if you killed someone and got away with it. But the motive itself was not at all why the murder happened. The first killer ended up killing the victim because the director made them do it at the request of the mastermind. The theming came in how the body was set up. I themed it after the ballet Coppelia. Yes, I will take the opportunity just to go off about this ballet. Coppelia is a ballet about this guy named Franz who is engaged to Swanhilda, but he's also in love with a girl named Coppelia. He sees this girl on her balcony, but has never actually met her. He's just enamored by her beauty. So one night, Franz sneaks into her house like a normal person to meet her. But it turns out Coppelia is actually just a life-size doll, and her dad, Dr. Coppelius, is a crazy person who now wants to kill him. Swanhilda also sneaks in as an attempt to stop Franz, but she ends up getting stuck in the mansion as well. It's so fun. I love it so much. Anywho, back to Curtain Call. How I did the theming is that the victim's body was propped up on the stage of the theater. It was posed to look like the victim had fallen to his knees to cry. There were then 2 mannequins on the stage. One man, meant to represent Franz, was walking away from the body. And then on the balcony of a mansion, a girl meant to represent Coppelia. This whole setup was more of an Easter egg. The victim was obsessed with this guy who the mannequin of Franz resembled. It didn't actually correlate to the murder itself. It's more of informing who the victim was, since the players never actually got to meet him. But stuff like that is what makes it so much fun for me, finding that perfect mix of showing off the characters and the overarching story. Ugh, I adore it so much. I'm getting off topic. Back to the motives. So, for the second chapter, the motive was that if you didn't kill after a certain amount of time, the worst thing that everyone's ever said would be revealed. Not just to the group, but to the world. This was based on Mean Girls, specifically the concept of the burn book. The killer was someone who had gotten into an argument with her brother some years ago and said something awful, and the two haven't spoken since. She was ashamed of all the things she had said in the heat of the moment, so much so that she killed just to keep it hidden. For the third chapter, the motive was one that actually comes up in the first game. I believe it is the motive for the first chapter. Each person was shown a video of something going on in the real world, but the thing that separates the curtain call motive from the official game is the contents of the video. The majority of the players were shown a generic video of death and destruction happening in the real world. There was no one in these videos that anyone would recognize, but for a select few people, they were shown videos of the person who's the most important to them. This could be a best friend, a family member, or even a lover. This motive was meant to be a reference to the musical Hadestown, showing certain participants that the person they cherish most is in danger so that they feel the need to escape as soon as possible. I have had so much fun working on Curtain Call so far, and all of the other Killing Game projects I've been in. I can't wait to get to talk about all of them, but I do want to wait till some of them are, more has happened with them before I talk about them anywhere. I want to see if any of them are going to be recorded or not, because if they are, then I want to keep everything under wraps, but if they aren't, then the moment I know, I can just start blabbing about it. Oh, way, for anyone who is wondering, even though I said not to talk about it, yes, all of this is why I've been gone for so long. I've just been super busy with these projects. I do have some free time now, though, so I'm taking full advantage of it. I'm almost finished setting up everything so that I can start streaming over on Twitch. That'll be lots of fun. There's gonna be a cute little resurrection of my gaming channel for that. Wahoo! As always, I have a Ko-fi where you can either commission me or become a member of the channel. There's the Patchwork Doll tier, which gets you early access to videos and behind-the-scenes content for $3 a month. There's Marionette, which gets you access to a special channel in my Discord server, where I'll ask for feedback as well as getting your name right at the end of my videos for $5 a month. And then there's finally Puppeteer, which gets to participate in a poll every month for an extra video I'll make just for the members in that tier for $10 a month. I'll be fully transparent and say there isn't much on there now because I don't have any members yet, which is fine, like no pressure. But once people do start joining, all of those things will be available. Also, if you are above 18 and looking to see some of my stuff that is not safe for YouTube, I have just started a Patreon. I have a $5 membership tier that grants you early access to all of my other art, along with works in progress, and I am currently working on setting up commissions there as well. Anywho, that's enough announcements. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a lovely day or night wherever you may be. Bye!